Well, hello YouTubers and Shovelhead lovers. So this is a little update on my latest 1978 Shovelhead, and I know that I've missed so many videos and of doing a lot of things to this bike, but so I've pulled the engine out. I've also had the frame powder coated, and I had these. I actually did these. No, these. These cylinder heads. I Cerakoted those, and I also Cerakoted the valve boxes or the valve heads. These I had powder coated lifter blocks or the tappet blocks, whatever you want to call them. And so what I'm doing now is, this is a 96 cubic inch, and these heads are 80s. As you can see right here, S&S 80. R is for the rear, obviously. And it's very difficult to find gaskets for the base. It's very difficult to find, for me anyway, to find the gaskets for the cylinder heads. The reason being is the 80s were the 80 inch were 3.5 bore, and these are actually 3 7/8 bore. You can find 3 7/8 bore gaskets, but they're going to be offset holes. They're going to be 4-hole cylinder, 4-hole gaskets for this, and they're going to be offset. These base gaskets are going to be 4-hole, but they're going to be offset, and it's very frustrating because apparently the 96 inch, anything 96 inch, or actually anything 3 7/8 bore diameter size is going to be water cooled. So they had to offset the, if I'm right, offset these top two, these inside two, inward just a little bit, and apparently it's for waterway galleys in the cylinder head, so they're water cooled. And so I checked every source I could find, so I just ended up having to use, and I just haven't trimmed these off. I wanted to leave some excess, so I had to go ahead and hand make my gaskets, which wasn't difficult at all. And I used Victor Rhines head gasket material, and so I'll trim those off, make them look better later. But and with these, what I ended up having to do was actually use a die grinder. As you can see right here, use a die grinder and open this all the way up concentrically all the way around, increase this diameter where it would easily slip over the bore size, the outer sleeve diameter. So that's what I've done, and everything lines up very well, and everything fits very well. So that's just a little side note of some things I had to do. Also, these are not STD valve heads. These are 1670575s. I don't want to look that up because I'm not sure if that's a S&S manufactured style or what. Now, when I open these up, man, was there some damage in here. I mean, look at this. And I've smoothed as much of this out as I could. Just a lot of damage. I didn't like that at all. I wire wheeled these, and I cleaned everything up really well as best I could. Ultrasonic, used an ultrasonic cleaner, a lot of acetone, that type of thing. I rechased all of my bolt holes, rechased all of my bolts. I made sure everything in here was nice and clean on the exhaust. Same with that. Anyway, I've basically gone through everything. I only did a top end rebuild. I didn't get down into the internals. Everything looked pretty good and clean. I cleaned out the sump really well. with tubing and vacuum, and I've already put about a half a quart of oil in the sump. I did not remove the cone, my cam cone, did not remove my oil pump. Everything like that was working really well. This is actually a model number, looks like 31-6050 on that pump model. There was just a lot of old caked on dried black paint, you know, on this block. Anyway, it's all really nice and cleaned up now. And I just like the color combo. The Cerakote is so much thinner than the powder coat, so I didn't want to powder coat these because it wouldn't be a very good idea for cooling. Cerakote here, pretty thin, about 1 mil thick. The rocker boxes are here, and they were actually powder coated. Now these are cast aluminum, obviously, so they're gonna off gas while they're being powder coated. So I'm gonna have some pockmark, you know, in here, which I can live with that. This is not gonna be a show bike. So anyway, I've reinstalled everything. I did use automatic adjusting kits for these, which were really easy, and you know, they provide enough clearance in here, 0.9 thousandths, so between the shoulder here and the bushing. So I'm okay on that. I'm not too worried about it. I've installed, I decided to use cork inserts on these for the push rods. So I re-cleaned all of my ultrasonics, cleaned all my push rods, and got everything nice and cleaned up here. So I just wanted to kind of give a little update as to what I'm doing, and everything's going together pretty well. I've ordered a 12-point. It's called a ratchet wrench. Darn it. It's these. Yeah, it's these, but I had to get some boxed in 12 points, and so I'll use a half inch. I'll use a half inch for these bolts, these 12-point bolts. So I'm gonna end up not torquing those down today. But anyway, I'll keep you posted, and I'll let you, I'll do a little bit better job on keeping everyone up to date on this. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.